You are listening to the Urban Sports Scene with Wole and Ray, and we are part of Empire Media at emppiremedia.com. It's time for HBCU Corner. Our guest is the current coach of the University of Maryland Eastern Shore's women's basketball team. He's the winningest coach in UMES women's basketball history. We bring to you Coach Fred Batchelor. Coach Batchelor, welcome to HBCU Corner with the Urban Sports Scene.
Thanks. It's great to be here.
Absolutely, Coach.
Yeah, absolutely.
We just
great
had
to have you.
Go ahead. My bad. Am I jumping in too fast?
No, you were right. You may jump in, Ray. You may jump in.
Coach, it's good to have you. Like I said, we just had a brief discussion. You know, we were both UMES alums, and around the time you got there is around the time I left. Wole was still there finishing up, but we had Coach Crafton on, and he had no idea what the Hawk's Nest was, the restaurant. Do you remember that restaurant, the Hawk's Nest that was on campus?
Do I? I gained like 20 pounds when I first came to school. The food was good. It was cheap, and they just give you so much.
I know.
I missed. There's nothing. It was nothing like the Hawk's Nest. And everybody.
So what happened to it?
Man, when they changed over and went with a different hospitality department, that was in-house cooking and all that. When they went outside and outsourced the cafeteria and all that, it took that business away. So it hurt the whole community, because I don't know if y'all remember. I mean, it used to be lines upstairs of people waiting to get the food on Thursdays, particularly on Soul Food Thursdays from all over Thursdays. And Seafood Friday, and then on Wednesdays we had Caribbean Wednesdays or Tuesdays.
Yeah, so we missed that. And when we had Commissioner Sonia Stills on, she even talked about the same stuff.
Soul Food too. She talked about
Fridays, Soul Food Thursdays. Soul Food Thursdays was there back when I was in school, and the turkey wings was all the chain, mac and cheese. My wife is also an alum, so she used to stay hitting up Soul Food Thursday. So I was glad to see that tradition is still kind of there. I saw Coach Crafton posted Soul Food Thursdays. The DJ was in the cab. It looked like it's still fun.
Yeah, it's still good. It's probably good one day a week, Thursday, Soul Food Thursdays. Outside of that, we missed the Hawk Nest Monday through every other day.
They're the best honey mustard, man. The best honey mustard in town.
I used to think they had the best French dressing. We don't have the same French dressing anymore.
Oh, that joint was banging.
Yeah, you're right. Whew.
Old school French, not this new French. The old school.
It was darker too.
The memories, right? The memories, man.
Yeah, great place to be.
I used to get the cheeseburger sub. I gained a lot of weight at Eastern Shore. So, hey, Coach, I had a question too. You know, they've been playing around with like homecoming. When is homecoming this year?
November 12th. November 12th.
Okay.
I think the first year we did it was last year, and I think they want to see how it was received, and so it was a long time before they told us, but I think we're gonna be a fall homecoming from here on out. So November 12th, we are at home against Washington College, and I believe our men I'm not sure exactly who they're playing.
Okay. I used to love watching the women's basketball games for homecoming. It was fun. Actually at the time I thought it was way more fun than watching the dudes play.
We've been very fortunate at homecoming to have a lot of success at homecoming. In the schedule, when we used to be in league play, you know, it was all based on the schedule. So you weren't able to pick the team you wanted to play. But we've always been fortunate. Our kids always show up and play really, really well on homecoming. They've done that consistently.
Yeah, that was a theme. I felt like even when we were there, like the women definitely showed out in homecoming. You could tell that they were ready for that moment.
Yeah, and I think it's because it's an opportunity with young women. When they see an opportunity like that, it's an opportunity for them to really kind of show people what they're capable of doing. And I think they take it a little bit more serious. I think it means a little bit more to them because we don't get the crowds on normally like we get at homecoming. Even though we do draw well on the shore. Like we're 1,000. We usually get 1,000 for women's basketball game, which is really, really good. We're usually in the top 25 in the country in attendance. Awesome. But when we get in 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 for homecoming, my young ladies really, really relish that. They appreciate it, and they usually come out and represent the school really well.
And then the alumni shows out for them games too, right? They come out a lot, right?
Yeah. Especially on the road. Like when we're on the road, we get some alumni, and then we get some locals that come here. But you know, really, it's still a shore. The only thing that's probably been built since y'all been gone is a Dunkin' Donuts at the front of the school. So it ain't a whole lot to do come game time. So we benefit from kids supporting the games.
Great. All right, so Coach, let's go right into the season. So what is your outlook in terms of this, the upcoming season, and how was recruiting for you?
Well, it's interesting because like this is probably, we come out of COVID, we didn't play the year before last. And we returned every kid. We returned all 15 kids that played on the previous team when COVID hit. This year I have 6 new players. We have 6 new players, four freshmen, a 4-year transfer, and a junior college transfer. So 6 kids, that's a lot. That's probably the most we've had in an incoming group of kids. So little for me to say, I really don't know a whole lot about this team just yet. However, we do return about 4, 5, 6 kids that started last year too. So we return a good group of kids that I'm familiar with, but it's going to be a new identity. I think, coming out of COVID and getting that year out, and a new identity. I think we're establishing ourselves almost. We looked at this year more of not like it was more like a reset. Coming out of COVID, coming out of last year, we wanted to reset. We wanted to look at what we were doing and kind of reevaluate things and really get ready to take off and do more than what we've done in the last, 4 or 5 years.
Coach, as you know, it's an exciting time for HBCU basketball, not just the MEAC, of course, the SWAC, the CIAA, you name it. And I'm hoping at least that helps with recruiting. But it, of course, is vital to have experienced players that you just mentioned. Who's the players you can kind of highlight that you're looking forward to leading this team coming into this 2022 season?
Well, you're right about the excitement of HBCU. We get more phone calls now than we ever had before. We're getting kids that we probably would not have gotten. White man's ice is always colder. And
I love it.
One of your alum taught me that. Cedric Jenkins. Who I don't know if he
Big Sid, Cash Money.
Yeah.
I know Big Sid. That's my.
He came back to school. I don't know if he came back to school and later on because he didn't finish. He came back and got his degree and worked with us. Was a volunteer.
Oh, cool, man. Sid's cool, good guy.
Then he worked his way up to be a full-time coach. Now he called me the other day. He's the director. He's working on his doctorate degree here, He's the director of the Urban Economic Center of DC.
Oh,
so he's been a great success. And this is a guy that came in and volunteered to wash clothes first as an older, non-traditional student.
Wow.
I'm amazed with Jenkins. Jenkins is a great guy. But he used to always tell me that. And I think until these things started happening to George Floyd and a new sense of awareness and recognition of who we are and where we fit in this country, I think it really motivated and has motivated people to look beyond what the traditional going to what people, we're the only group of people that send our kids to outside of our community to be educated. And this is a great opportunity being at an HBCU for kids to kind of re-grasp that experience.
Awesome.
So I'm excited. To answer your question, I'm excited about the kids we have coming in. We had 2 freshmen last year. One was Ariana Sewell. She was a freshman out of New York, true freshman. She made the all-rookie team and was 3rd team all-conference. She was leading us in scoring and rebounding as a freshman. She returns after she got hurt. She didn't play in the tournament game because she got hurt the last game of the year. And then we have another, she was her 1st year playing. She's a sophomore, Zamira Haynes, very exciting, very talented, young North Philly kid. Can really get it. I mean, she can really play. She struggled in adjustments her freshman year, just learning and understanding how to play at the collegiate level. But tournament time, I think she had 25 in her opening game and helped us advance to the semifinals and made the all MEAC all tournament team. So those 2 kids, along with a few others, I'm expecting big things from.
So, Coach, you got to the semis last year in the MEAC tournament. So now, what's the overall goal? Like, what's the goal for this group?
It's championship or bust. I mean, it's. I mean, at this point, we talk about the fact that we've been winning championships in so many different ways than cutting down nets. In the 18 years I've been here, we've been to the conference championship game in the past. We as a 9th seed, we were on our way to the championship game when COVID hit, knocked us out after we knocked off the number 1 seed. We play our best basketball come tournament time. But in light of the fact that we have not cut down the nets, we have had so many success stories and championships in my time here and being fortunate to lead this program. You know, we've graduated 65 student athletes in 18 years, and of that, like 9 with master's degrees. Our kids, I sat in this summer and had Erica Bennett, who she may have been here when y'all were in school, because when I came, she was a senior, but she was only here 1 year. Erica Bennett, who's a Norfolk police officer. We had her come in and tell her story and talk to the young ladies. And her and I, when she played, we didn't cut down the nets, but I'm sitting there looking at nothing but a championship person. So we've been fortunate that we've been able to build a championship program, and the only thing left to do is cut down the net. So we want to make sure we give this community that experience.
I know right now we want to drive down to that championship game. You know,
Yeah.
I want to be there, man. I want to be there.
I know you've been on the cusp. It's so close, and then COVID, man, that just, I mean, but everybody had to deal with this. So I guess we can't be but so mad. And real quick, I want to ask you. This is my last question. I know we talked a bit about HBCU basketball and also just recruiting. Can you expound a bit more? One thing I regret, and I've said this in the past, is I regret not taking just full advantage of soaking up that experience of how historical that area is, the Eastern Shore of Maryland. And I'm wondering how that factors into your recruiting pitch and just your overall message to these young folks, knowing their history, and also just what does it mean overall just to be coaching at a historically Black college?
It's funny because I was coming back. We rescheduled today, and I was coming back. I had to take one of my kids to a doctor's appointment. And there was 2 things about that. One is, and I was thinking, she's not even playing anymore. She's finishing up school. She got hurt last year. We need a follow-up appointment. And the fact that she called me to take her to the doctor. I think sometimes in our HBCU's experience, because I only have 2 full-time staff people. One has a baby. She had to go pick him up for daycare. And the other one was working a kid out on the court. I don't know how many other Division I coaches, and I thought about this, have the opportunity to serve at the level that we do because we don't have the resources and we don't have the extra people. So as a head coach, it forces me to be involved much more with our players and kids at a much deeper level than if I had 6, 7 full-time staff. I would never be taking them to the doctor. I think somebody else would take them. But it forces me to interact with them. And I think it's the opportunity to serve, our ability to serve in a different capacity than any other Division I programs in the country is special and unique. And I think it's a benefit to serve as much as it is to receive, but so much to serve. And I'm riding through and I'm coming by today as we were coming back, and we ride by the police station. Y'all remember the police station? That's right.
Of course.
Of course we do.
And I started to tell the story to the young lady about how back in the day in Jim Crow, they went up and got a man out of that building and hung him on a tree in Princess Anne. So the history is kind of it can hurt a little bit.
Yeah.
But this history, as you read Frederick Douglass and you read some of the stuff, you'll see common areas come up over and over again because this was a big area for the slave trade and for transitioning through there. So it is a great opportunity to talk about the history of it. And the nice thing about it is it still looks the same as it did when y'all were here, which is unique of almost any other place in the country.
Yeah.
So yeah,
beautiful campus, one of the most beautiful campuses in the country, though.
Yeah, it is, and it's a wonderful, to answer your question, a wonderful opportunity experience to not just coach basketball, but to do it at an HBCU. It's been great for me.
Awesome. I actually want to add this too as well, because Ray and I, we are located in the DMV. So I want to know how's recruiting. How's your DMV recruiting?
We picked up a kid out of Annapolis. Her grandfather was actually an alum.
Okay.
Big kid, freshman, went to St. Francis High School in Baltimore.
Okay.
Another wing another guard out of St. Francis. So those two. I'm trying to think. With the kid I just talked about, she was a DMV kid.
Okay.
We really try to get the area. We want to recruit regionally. So we have a few kids from North Carolina. We have one kid from New York. 2 kids, another kid from DC.
Okay.
Big Grady played at Eastern High School.
Okay.
And she's I would tease her all the time about being a DCite. And we talk about that because she walk around here, how DC people do. She walk around here like she owned the place.
Yeah, listen to Go-Go.
Yeah, listen to Go-Go, just bullying people around. So we try to get as many kids we can from that area. And we were fortunate to get a few.
Of course.
Sound like we got a reputation there.
I know, right? You know it.
Still, we gotta work on that. We gotta bring everybody
I
together.
know.
Stay
Hey, I
united.
went to Eleanor
No matter
Roosevelt
where
High
you're
School. We got
from,
a bunch. Our
Baltimore,
girls
Philly,
basketball
DC, just
team is really dope. I went to Eleanor Roosevelt High School. Our girls basketball team is dope. So you need a few girls. Let me
Yeah.
know.
Who's coaching at Eleanor now?
Oh, I forgot. I forgot the female basketball coach.
We actually have a kid from Eleanor Roosevelt
You
too.
do? Yeah, I mean, their program is really good. Because I coach Greenbelt. I mean, I used to coach for Greenbelt basketball for boys and girls, and a lot of girls that have come up have went to that high school and played really well. So they're really good. Like a lot of them are real good.
Y'all have good kids. And Michaela Adams, we're expecting big things from Michaela. She tore her ACL last year.
Oh,
when she played there. So we're looking forward to her coming in.
Okay.
And making a big impact.
If you need a pipeline, I know people. So just letting you know, I do know people.
Well, we'll continue to stay in touch after this call.
All right, definitely. Well, Coach, this has been amazing. Is there anything that you would like to add? You want to share? The platform is yours.
Being a man coaching women's sports is another component to this that is always challenging. I've been fortunate that we've been able to bring in staff. We're going to be bringing in a new staff person this year. My former staff, my other assistant coach is a alum that played for me here. And then another alum, the other assistant coach is a alum from Coppin who played there. And before last year, my graduate assistant was an alum. So we had all MEAC alums on our bench, whether it be from UMES or Coppin. But I'm really, really thankful and fortunate to have the staff that we have. And with Casey Morton being the only consistent female ex-player, she plays a huge role in helping our young ladies understand their role as young women on a college campus at this time in their development. So I just really want to always take the opportunity to highlight the work that she's doing and Cedric Jenkins, my other staff with a short staff, the impact that they're having on serving these young people. So I'm really appreciative to them.
That's awesome. Hey, Coach, man, thanks for being on. We appreciate having you on HBCU Corner. We do appreciate it.
Yeah, come back with us.
My pleasure. Just let me know. I'll be looking forward to it.
All right, definitely.
Sounds good.
All right.